All right. So I'll count down if you guys
Are we gonna
want.
do? Are we gonna do intros, or we're just gonna?
I
We're doing viewing hazard type speak, or we save it till later.
All right. We can do intros now, I guess. Hi everybody. I'm Koji. I wrote a book. I wrote some books, and then I don't get enough sleep, and I have irritable bowel syndrome. Okay.
Hello, I'm Koji Kojo Davis. Wait, I messed it up. I'm Chad Davis. I wrote a book once.
You don't look like
I
Chad Davis.
I told. Oh yeah, well about that. Hold on. I'm trying to escape. I told everyone I was going to write a second book, and now I'm trying to escape it. So I've basically changed my identity, and I'm part of a witness protection program, so that all the 5 people on Twitter anticipating it don't come after me. But I swear to God, I'll get to finishing it one day. But
That's a
so
lie.
here I am.
You actually took a bunch of experimental medication that sent you to the anime world, so you're broadcasting from there.
I love the ambient world.
The
I'm not allowed to,
ambient world.
I'm not allowed to talk about that. I signed a
Say
form.
hello to Roseanne Barr for me in the ambient world.
I want to see
Here's a
Roseanne
winku.
use a VTuber avatar now.
Here's a winku for the camera.
That looks not great.
Wait, hold on, wait.
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, enough. Time for Tony.
I am Anthony Iser. I am. I think for therefore I am. I haven't wrote a book, but if you could check out Bakori Book Club, I have a few articles written there of Anthony Iser's self-help guide. That's really going to help you off. This is enough to kind of help you off. You know, that's kind of my goal. Is
You come over and help me off.
To get you where you need to go. You know, I just
He's going to help you get off to where you need to go.
Get off where you need to go, baby. 2-time guest on the Junkhead pod. Shout out to those guys. And somebody has called me an amateur comedian, so I'm gonna take that moniker because I'm not very funny. But if other people think I'm funny, then that's all I need, you know.
The illustrious amateur comedian title.
I just need other people to like me. I don't need anybody else to like me. Just other people.
So for people tuning in, this is our special election stream. So what we're gonna do this time around is we're gonna give you our best election predictions, and we're gonna let you know which state's gonna go to who, and it's gonna be we're gonna do 9 hours of election coverage for you guys.
Shit, there's like a 10-paragraph long Japanese comment.
Can you just describe it without translating?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah, translate for us since you're the Japanese master.
Hi, text exceeds 3,900 character limit. Sorry.
Can you pick out 3 words?
No. All right, I'll try the first paragraph just to see if it's compelling enough to go on. Hold on, this guy's a fucking scholar. When Yu-chan and Sho meet from 4:55 to 5-minute mark, the sandbox at the gate of the house is reminiscent of the future Earth, which is a world of sand. And Yu-chan, who is crouching down, is reminiscent of a mother who is about to give birth, implying that monsters, that is, Iya, will give birth to a new life on the Earth of the future. And the raw skin on the back at 4:50, it makes you feel motherhood. Yu-chan stands up from 5 minutes to 5:05. The scene of a riding a 3-wheeled vehicle is reminiscent of a pregnant woman moving to the delivery room for childbirth. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, it isn't.
And there's 6 more paragraphs of that, so I think we're good. Should we start with summarizing the movie and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. I guess I'll let Tony summarize it.
Because I'm the summarizer guy.
You're the master, yeah. You're the master
Okay,
so...
Master. Hey! Okay, so the film starts off with your favorite edgelord, Show. Was that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
I already love it.
Yeah, me too.
This is already weird.
And he was taking a shower. He goes over to his mom. Right after he got out of the shower, he's naked, and he's like, "I love my mommy. I love my mommy."
I love you. Oh my dear sweet mommy.
Whoa.
What the hell?
My dear sweet mommy.
Dude, this is so weird. It's like they took this out of my life. I do this all the time.
Yes, sure.
And he gives her a big old hug and shows her his ass. And
Not
they
just
have
that.
What?
He gropes the hell out of his mom.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
He like sexually harasses her. He molests her.
So
But you
they
know,
have
all in the name of just kidding around.
That was actually symbolic of I don't know, like the atom bomb or something.
Yeah.
It's symbolic of World War II and the westernization of Japan during the time period. It's actually very deep.
That's what his ass meant.
Yeah.
So,
that's the shot of his ass. Yeah, that's what that symbolized. The hedonistic Western morals.
So his dad came home, and they were talking about America and how we wish he was American, and they were just kind of fighting and shit. I can't remember what was the whole argument about.
Show being a shithead.
douche?
Show was too international.
Yeah,
He was Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah. This is every Japanese family ever.
親の気持ち
Agreed.
だから
Like-
あなたね今日本の学校に馴染めなかったら一生落ちこぼれになっちゃうのよ
僕のせいじゃないだろ。
Oh, he's got the toast in his mouth, man.
何よ
That's some thick ass
パパ
toast.
が霊なんかに生かされたからじゃないか。
仕事だからしょうがない
They
で
got
しょ
thick toast
パ
over
パ
there,
がそう
man.
ないだったら僕だって
Oh, I bought some of those toasts
なんで
before
自分
actually.
でわかんない
My
Yeah, it's
fucking
good.
roommate ate
状
the
態ばっかりして
fucking stole my bread. Thought I wouldn't notice. There's only 5 slices in there.
Take your Japanese and show it.
Damn!
And his mom got pissed off, and his mom was just like, "Yo, get the fuck out of my house and don't come back." And he was like, "I might, maybe, most likely." And he left on his little bicycle and did some fucking sick tricks all around.
Pop some sick.
Yeah.
Oh, sick! He's doing a wheelie.
I do that too. If I wanted to.
I could do that for like 300 hours.
Dude, sick! I love this dude.
He calls his mom a bitch and he goes and does wheelies on his bike.
They went to school. You met some of the main characters. You met like okay, so you met Sho. You met like okay, so Mark came in with a fancier car. He was clearly more wealthy than most of the kids' families.
Well, we should probably explain
met-
that so he goes to school and it's like some kind of international school in Kobe, Japan, I believe.
Yeah.
And it doesn't play into the story at all. Like they don't really use it as like a plot device. It's just a thing. Like he just goes to the school and there just happens to be a bunch of like Western kids who will speak English.
Which made it really easy because like we were using subtitles.
Yeah.
But then we didn't really need subtitles because I think 80% of the dialogue is in forced English.
It's in very broken English. Yeah, most of these people are probably from like Europe or like Africa and stuff, and they like don't really speak English very well.
He's got a basketball in his hand.
Oh, fuck this guy.
What's the matter? Soccer match next Sunday.
Ew, what's he doing?
You're gonna come and cheer us on.
Ew!
Of course I'll be there.
And she's like 5, dude.
Bad touch.
Don't I deserve a kiss? All right.
She's
this
like
is
2.
gonna be my big game.
Those are awesome.
We met some of the main characters. Mark, Kenny got off the school bus. What was he, a caretaker? Was he a janitor? I can't remember what he was.
Yeah, some kind of like maintenance guy, I think.
Yeah, he had like a maintenance kind of clothes looking going on.
I'll pull a dog.
Safe here, you again. You can't bring
Why
that
is he yelling at
dog
the
here.
dog?
I cannot understand English.
Look, Brandon Warhill.
Dog? Dog? No, out!
He say dog, no out.
Yeah. The dog understands English.
He brought his dog, and then like fucking the English teacher, I can't remember what his name was. He got pissed. He's like, "Get your dog out of here!"
Was it?
And then
Did
the
they
guy's
just
like,
call
"Oh,
him my teacher?
yeah."
Like, oh, it's my teacher. Hello, my
Yeah.
teacher.
But
That's really weird.
he didn't like the dog. But then the
Well,
dog's
only Midori Sensei called that guy my teacher, and
Yeah.
it was very like this weird implied relationship between them, even though she was also seeing the Rain Man from
Yeah, Rain Man.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman's Rain Man. That's who she was dating.
my Rain Man.
Rain Man, like the guy from the movie Rain Man.
That's good, Ray. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's good.
That's the only thing anyone refers to him as, though. So we don't even know his name. He's just my teacher.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch the rest of the credits, so he might have actual name when you edit it in. So they go. The next shot is really Midori talking to her husband, to her fiance, because she's about to get married,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Do you want me to bring an umbrella?" And she's like, "No, I want to walk in the rain with you, Rain Man." And he was like, "I can count a lot of beans." Or whatever. No, so she was like, "He's my Rain Man because he walks in the rain." And then there's this one kid who was like, "Oh no, I found out that Miss Midori's about to get married."
I'm gonna second Paris. Miss Midori's getting married.
Midori's about to get married, and everybody just jumps into High School Musical. They start singing and dancing around. I got what's my ball to you.
They didn't do this at your guys' schools? Someone got married, they would all like break out the song and cheer.
It's the hottest news, dude.
And
Cody
like
said it nicely. It's like when you say it's your birthday at the restaurant.
oh god, yeah. It was definitely when you show up to like what's a good one?
TGI Fridays.
Fuddruckers. TGI
Fuddruckers,
Fridays. Yeah.
It was like
And,
a really elaborate dance scene though, and it was getting like pretty crazy.
Yeah, one of the kids busted out a violin.
Oh my god.
Oh, I fucking love this movie.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
Congratulations.
Yeah, one kid busted out a violin, and then there's one girl being
trombone
like
players.
little idol.
Yeah.
She had the moves, and then
And they picked up a girl who had a
that's when that's when shit broke loose.
Yeah. No, well, she picked up a girl. They're pushing the girl. She was doing a stage dive, and they're pushing her towards the teacher, and then like a tornado came in and started to swing the house to Oz.
Uh-oh, what's gonna happen?
They drop her.
Something's gonna happen. Something fucked up. And it was like a 5-minute scene of just like rumbling and crumbling and
Shaky
screaming and shaky cam, and it was like really long. And they kept showing it.
Shaking, and then the girl, they had these like weird looking special effects where the girl's floating. She's like and she like.
You could tell she's like cut out of like one film cell and then placed in another.
Yeah. She looked like a little cardboard cutout, like moving.
Which kind of looks cool.
Yeah. It reminds me of like there was like in like season 3 of Twin Peaks, they had special effects that looked like that. So it gives it a weird, really interesting look.
And then she went out the window. The window was wide
Yeah,
open, and it was like a minute long of "Oh no, the window!
And then we get the sand
She's
scene.
going out the window! No!" And then she
Didn't we-
finally got out.
And then Sho tried to like come after her.
Then
Yeah.
And the
Helis
teacher
went
closed
out,
the
and
window.
then they had to slam the window closed. And then like then all the windows in the school started busting open because the school was being flooded with sand. So like the first floor of the school just got completely fucked. Sounds like the Uncut Gems soundtrack.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and then back home, they show what's happening, in normal place, and then like the school is just like there's just a giant crater where the school used to be, and all the cops are there, and everyone's there, and everyone's, oh my god! And then there's like a local archaeologist on the scene, and he's like, "This appears to be a time lapse."
Or it was like
A
a
time
time slip.
A time slip.
Yeah.
先生、タイムスリップにつきまして
Can you briefly explain a time
簡単にご説明い
slip?
ただきたいのですが
We just made it up
タイムスリ
yesterday.
ップというのはですね、時空連
It's
続
like
体
where time slips, you know.
時間と空間なんです。
Oh,
その相対的なバランスが崩れた時に起こるんではないかと言われてるんですね。
Did you guys
this
ever
appears
read
to be a
Dr.
time slip, and everyone's just like, ah.
Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Did you guys ever read Dr. Slump?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's like I think volume 2 that Dr. Slump make like time slippers for Aurelie, and I was thinking about that. That's the only thing I have to remember of time slip. I just hear time travel.
I got this.
Hey,
Whoa.
hey, dude.
It's a classic.
Into the future. I keep on slipping. Into the future.
That's basically the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
All right, and so school gets messed up. They find like a bunch of people like buried in sand. Like a bunch of the people died on the first floor. And then there was a scene where they found some teacher, and she was like sitting upright, and they turned her around, and she like says something. I forget. She was like hello
I don't
or
remember.
something, and then like,
Or she says, fuck, I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
a bunch of like sand started coming out of her mouth, and she just went and died.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
Poggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, I was like, okay, is this movie gonna just be like a bunch of like cheap little thrills like that? I was kind of down for that, and then that wasn't really what it was.
Yeah,
I
I
wish it
did.
were.
Because everything right there, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a horror movie. But she wasn't a sand witch. She was a sand bitch.
It started almost like I thought it was gonna be like a horror type vibe where things were gonna happen to everybody, like
Yeah.
one by one, creepy things would happen. But then it was just like it just got sci-fi and weird.
Well, I read a bunch of the manga, and that is kind of how it is. Like, there's like a bunch of stuff, like little story arcs, where it's just like different weird stuff starts happening. But like, I mean, there was like so after all this happens, there's like this arc where, like, the guy goes crazy because he found his dog's bones in the desert.
Oh yeah.
He starts
Big old pile of them bones.
And that was, I remember that from the manga. There was like a story arc where that like the maintenance guy goes crazy and stuff.
What's he carrying?
What have you got, Sakio?
No! Wait, that doesn't make sense.
This is your Great Dane?
No, it's not.
You're telling me that's your dog?
That's
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
He was just running around here yesterday.
Okay, here's the thing. There's two characters that die and live at the same time. The dog dies in the future, but also in the past, it's perfectly fine.
I guess we should kind of explain like the mechanics of it, like the alleged mechanics, because it's kind of loose how it actually works. But it's like the idea is that they went into the future, like just the building just moved into the future because of some weird freak occurrence. So they're like thousands of years in the future or whatever. They don't really explain. And so like when the guy finds his dog's bones, I guess it's like implied that his dog had stayed there and waited for him, and then eventually died and just became bones. Something like
Yeah,
that.
but it doesn't explain the flower girl.
Well, she like left the time slip early.
Yeah, but like they still like were carrying her dead body down.
Yeah. I don't know. They
Yeah,
really, like I said, the mechanics they are kind of loose. Like they don't really explain a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie seems to know what a time slip is, but us.
Yeah,
Even that kid knew not to drink the time magic.
Yeah, and like, there were like those twin kids who were like, "Oh yeah, a time slip. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay."
It's unreal, but I'm sure that this is that dog.
Yeah, the same thing with the girl. She was dead. Remember?
Time slip? Oh, neat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A time slip.
Oh.
About it.
Oh
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course.
Man, I just can't stop myself from drinking the time juice. Can you tell what time period you're in just based off the smell?
Watch out! It's
probably.
fake. It's time magic.
It's time magic. No, that's time water. So yeah, the delicious time juice.
Looked really fucking delicious, so I don't blame anyone. Bubblegum kid was funny. He was always blowing bubblegum no matter what.
Yeah, there was a character whose his only personality trait that they really gave him was that he really liked bubblegum, and he just had like the same piece of gum, I guess, throughout the whole thing, until he put it into like the little time slip thing, and it floated away.
It looks like my family. Peter, my sister.
No.
My gum's floating in the water. There it goes.
And then he drank the time magic water and turned into a screaming skeleton.
Is that Mark?
It turned him into a skeleton.
Fucking hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. He didn't deserve it.
Yeah. So anyway, where were we? Okay, so they get transported to this desert basically, and like they're like trying to figure out how to survive, and they're rationing all the food and water and everything. Maintenance guy goes crazy, like I said, and takes some people hostage. And he
Show and Mark try to kick his ass.
Yeah, but they get their asses kicked instead. And the maintenance guy gets like a pot of boiling noodles dropped on his head.
How did you fucking walk on a soccer ball like that? Yeah. And then he's like gonna kill Sho. He's pretty close, and he's really fumbling it up because he could have killed him like 100 times during this whole sequence. And then Sho's mom back home is like, "I feel him. He's alive." And then she like runs to the pit where the school used to be, and she throws a bat in there, and then it gets transported to him magically, which he then picks up and uses to kill the. Not even killed. He just like incapacitates the maintenance guy
really hard. Yeah.
Because future. It's gonna be given to him. Nice. And then he's still alive, and then that was never explored again. That concept.
Yeah, I was comparing it to like Bill and Ted, like the first movie where they have like the weird time travel logic, where they can like put items into the past and have them for the future.
Can we get your dad's keys? We could steal them, but he lost them 2 days ago. Only we could go back in time to when he had them and steal them then. Well, why can't we? Because we don't got time. We could do it after the report. Ted, good thinking, dude. After the report, we'll time travel back to 2 days ago, steal your dad's keys, and leave them here. Where? I don't know. How about behind that sign? That way, when we get here now, they'll be waiting for us. See?
Then it was just never used again, and I thought there was going to be like a connection where she was going to keep helping him, and maybe he would send signals back to her. But like it was kind of bleak. Like it never did. She just never heard from her son ever again.
I guess he never cried out mother as much.
Oh, and then when did the things attack? Was it before the maintenance guy or after the maintenance guy?
I think it was after the maintenance guy.
Yeah, like there's these big horseshoe
rad
crab
scorpions.
monsters that, like little big crab people that just break through the windows and go "Arr, arr," and like hit kids on the head with their big meaty claws.
Big meaty claws.
Big meaty claws!
And they like spray green stuff at them, I guess. So it's like a bunch of goop comes out. I don't know. They didn't really explain that.
And then that little alien.
Fucking
Trumpy. Trumpy is magic.
Trumpy, you can do magic.
And drums too?
You can do magic things.
It's called Evil Kid.
Yeah. It was just like a little weird ET puppet.
I like
that was hanging out with the little kid you, and then it was peeing on him and giving him water.
Is that thing peeing on him?
Yeah.
I like these guys.
Dude, R. Kelly really evolved.
Future R. Kelly, his descendant. I named him R. Kelly.
Who are you?
Yeah, he was juicing on all the kids. Yeah, I like that little puppet. That's like
And then the other kids discovered it, and were like, "We're gonna fucking eat it."
I feel like
and
this
then it shows like, "We're not gonna eat it."
I feel like this movie was like, they probably thought it would appeal to like international audiences, and that's probably why they brought in a bunch of like different people from around the world to be in it. And they probably thought like,
I saw it as the opposite.
You thought the opposite?
I thought like they were gonna put a bunch of international people in there to make it look cooler to Japanese audiences.
No, I was thinking like they probably were they were probably like, yeah, we have a hit on our hands. Like people overseas are gonna love this. We'll have like a little ET puppet, a little friend, a little alien friend. Oh, Tony's data moshing over there.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It fixed. That was weird.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't doing anything.
You looked like Missingo from Pokemon.
Yep. I was just letting my my data do my thing.
Okay. But yeah, they had the little alien friend puppet he's kind of cute, I guess. He was a good mix of like hideous and cute. It was interesting.
Yeah, he had like weird nipple things on his chin. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that?
They were gonna eat him, and I wanted to know what he tasted like. I wish we could have got an accurate review.
What is this thing?
What a weird case. Does it bite?
It doesn't bite, but it does something else.
Piggy, stop it! It's
Look at the
upsetting
cool
you.
trick it can do.
That stuff sure looks good.
Any living thing can be used as food. Snakes, frogs, anything.
Get out of the way, Sho. Let's dissect it. Let's examine it.
That led into that fight, or are we going to it?
Yeah, that led into the fight where Sho was like, "We're not going to eat it because it has a right to live," and then Mark, kind of correctly, was like, "Well, we don't have anything else to eat."
I mean, Mark was in the right technically because like it's a little animal. Like it's not like, I guess it might have been intelligent, but they didn't really know that. To them, it just seemed like a little animal thing.
Yeah. So half the class was like, Mark's the leader, and then the other half was like, Sho was the leader, and then they duked it out.
Ask your mom to bring you a gun.
I was thinking the same. I was like, Mom, throw me a gun next time.
Yeah, they really busted each other up too.
It was a pretty good kid fight.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the
Well,
teacher
not
was
kid
just kind
fight.
of watching. Like the teacher, the my teacher
yeah.
guy, he was like sat. The whole movie he was just kind of watching. He didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, it was really weird. In the beginning, he took charge, and then at a certain point, he just got really broody and moody about Midori Sensei not returning his feelings, even though he like never told her anything.
Yeah, he never even confessed to her. He just like walked off into the desert and died, and that was it.
It was really pathetic. It was like the most pathetic thing ever.
It's one of the most pathetic movies.
He literally walked into the desert and died because, for no reason. He didn't say anything to her. He didn't tell her anything. He just looked at her and was like, "Oh, so beautiful. I have to go kill myself now." Do you just confess your feelings behind the tree?
Go behind the dune and beat off. You'll feel better.
Yeah. Go coom.
Go coom.
And he was lost to the desert.
Never mind, he's
How are you doing?
And speaking of pathetic characters, like the Mark character, the blonde kid, he was like his whole character arc revolved around he was getting ready for the big game when the time slip happened.
Yeah.
And
the
big
biggest
soccer game.
His soccer game,
ever.
yeah.
And that his whole time is spent like brooding over this. Like, I was gonna be in the big game. No fear.
I was gonna be in the big game.
There is no games anymore. There is nothing. Everything's done. Everything's canceled. It's all gone.
And
That's why
then
Mark could be the leader.
Yeah, he was gonna. They nominated him to be the leader, and then he ran away because he was crying about the big game. And then Sho was like, "Okay, I'll be the leader." And then later, Mark came back to bitch about not being the leader.
Yeah, a leader. That's a good idea.
No, sit down.
Yeah, no, we don't want you. Oh, never mind.
Yes, guys, it is I. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid. Go kick your balls in the fucking backyard, idiot.
I like Mark. But he was a very flawed character, especially when he was like, "You're gonna kiss me when I win, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "You're no longer my princess. I'm an adult now."
What am I to you?
Well,
I just wish you were a little manly.
I guess you were once my princess.
A little more like Sho.
That was when I was a kid.
When you were a kid?
Right. Now I'm an adult, and I can't afford to dream.
Yeah, and it looked like she was about to kiss him, and then he was like, "No, no, you gotta save it for the big game." Like,
You got sand on your lips, Ayumi.
Yeah. Like he didn't.
She had fucking so much sand on her face, dude. That was making me laugh so hard.
Oh, yeah,
she was
they
like,
all did.
she was finally caked with sand over every inch of her face, and so deliberately caked with it, even though Sho had like nothing on his face except like some mud or something.
He probably got Ya to piss on him.
Sprinkle him a little bit.
Hey, give me some help, Ya. I need to get this shit off my face. Yeah.
Ya was a real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ya was a real homie even towards the plot twist about Ya.
Mm-hmm.
Ya was actually part of the crab people. Like was his final form.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So first they decide we're gonna go on an expedition. We're gonna find food or water or whatever, and they end up going out into the desert. They find another like a mini time slip or something like that. Like this like weird
little tornado.
Yeah, it's a tornado. They go in it, and like we said earlier, there was like the magic time juice, and the kid turned into the skeleton when he drank it.
Yeah, they're like floating in the tornado, and then like a water fountain, water just kind of comes up from the bottom of the screen, like the way it would come out of a spigot, but you can't see where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's just coming out. It's like spawning like a video game.
It looked really delicious though.
Yeah, it did look tasty. It's like Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Blue, a new fusion of berry and cola. Pepsi Blue, it's the mix.
And the bubblegum kid took his bubblegum out. This was how you knew he was going to die, is because he took out his bubblegum and he put it in the time rift, and then it like disappeared.
Yeah.
And you're like,
now,
he's done, dude.
Is he still alive? or is he dead? Dead?
No, because he drank the time water, and then the kid with the hat and the glasses, who's like a genius, was like, "No, don't drink the time juice." What's it called
time
again?
magic. He called
Time
it
magic.
Time magic. Yeah. And you see, the bubblegum was actually symbolic of his soul. And
Yeah, once he got rid of it,
yeah, when
like,
he got rid
there
of
was
it,
nothing left.
it's like his soul left, you know, like.
But
Naturally,
like, I'm
he was gonna
wondering
die.
with the time logic, because the two people that escaped the time loop, they were both dead in the future. So is the kid really dead, or is he just got transposed to the future?
Well, he turned into a
Another
skeleton,
future.
so.
Yeah.
Maybe he got. I see what Anthony's saying though. Maybe he got sent back to normal time, and then his future self like caught up with it and then decayed.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I just assumed it was like Indiana Jones thing where he just melts.
Yeah, I agree too. I think he did something. He did something forbidden. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have touched the time juice, time water, time magic.
I mean, it's not like
time
anything in this
thing.
movie is explained in any significant way.
Yeah.
It's like the movie's like almost 2 hours long, and like they really do not explain anything sufficiently. They spend a lot of time kind of waxing poetic about stuff when they probably could be explaining.
Yeah, you know what? When you were saying, okay, let's move on with the plot, and then you were picking up our summary. I was thinking, like, aren't we missing like 30, 40 minutes of content? And I was like, not really. Like, between these plot points, like, so much nothing happened.
Like, that's probably one of the main problems with the movie is the pacing, and like the fact that they have a lot of stuff that just really didn't need to be in there, and kind of prioritized it over stuff that probably had to be in there.
Yeah.
Like, when you were researching this right after we finished watching it, and like in the comments, like that guy who was in the movie who played the black kid, he was saying that they cut 40 pages out, and that was probably a very important 40 pages. And they had it in there. They probably cut it out in favor of stuff that was cheaper to shoot, but kind of gave less to the movie.
I kind of disagree. I think it would have just been a 2.5 hour long movie if they'd kept that shit in instead.
Oh yeah, you think they just made it longer?
Yeah.
But yeah,
but I mean, because they were saying they're gonna film in Australia, so most of, if not like 90% of the movie is all blue screen, and you can see the edges during the entirety of the film.
Yeah. And that's supposedly because they couldn't film in Australia like they'd planned. Is apparently the reason for that.
Yeah.
According to the guy in the comments claiming to be. Can we talk about him too? So there was a black kid, and his like sole trait was that he was carrying around a piggy bank, which was literally like a lawn jockey caricature of a black man.
Who wants to sell their half a glass of water for 50 cents?
Why does he have that?
I'm serious. Look.
With like the red lips and stuff. And,
Jesus.
Which he said himself in the comments that at the time it was like he didn't care or anything. He didn't think anything of it, and neither did anyone else. But it was really funny.
Yeah, because it's like the Japanese people, they probably didn't know. They're like, oh, this is a black man, so you can take this because you're black. So it makes sense.
Oh, cool thing.
Yeah, I don't.
Context of what that is.
Someone would get really mad about it, but I didn't detect that at all. I think they were just being stupid and ignorant.
Is it time to cancel this movie? Is it
Yeah.
2020? This movie that came out. This movie that came out in 1987. It's time to cancel it.
Yeah, because it has such a legacy to cancel.
Isn't the filmmaker dead?
Yep.
Yeah,
we gotta go dig him up and like shame him for this.
So what is all this? Okay, wait, we're almost done with the summary of the movie. Okay, so then they went in the time zone. They came back, and a month had passed.
Yeah.
And shortly before they went back, we saw a scene of all the kids getting massacred by the rad scorpions, and then Mark was like, "They got everyone. Everyone's dead." But I was actually fighting my kitten in the background at that time, so you guys can tell it better.
Oh yeah. They got back, and there was like a bunch of like little like crosses. Like I guess they had like buried a bunch of people. Like they kind of just gloss over this. Like this is like a big thing. Like most of the cast dies in this like period of time. Like all the background characters end up dying. But they kind of just like, so they get back. They're like, oh, a month has passed. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead now. Okay, bye-bye. Everyone's dead.
Cool.
I would have done it.
Seems
I would
like
have done it.
Something changed.
Hey, Ayumi, you got something on your face.
Look at all these graves.
Stop chewing that. Let that shit go.
みんなどうしてる？
待ってたのよ。待ってたのよ。毎日毎日。
You're gonna fucking choke.
もう一月も経ったわ。
Been a month. Jesus.
今朝出かけたばかりだよ。
Hey, I just fucking said stop chewing that shit.
1 month? What? Show! Speak in English! A month since we left. Maybe. Time in school goes faster.
This cat's such a fucking bastard.
Maybe we went through a small
Cut it
time
out.
slip. When we were caught in the sand pillar.
Everybody's dead. Dead? Most of our group and Mrs. Whitney.
What happened?
Everybody
The
died.
only thing that saved
He
me
just comes out and
was
says,
Midori's
"Everybody's
piano player."
dead."
Did he really?
What about
Yeah.
Miss
Yeah.
Midori?
And they just kind of go on with the movie. Like, the Miss Midori, she gets killed by an alien, and I guess it implies that the alien, maybe it ate her and learned how to play piano. Okay, we gotta explain the piano thing.
Oh yeah.
So when the big crab people attack, like she found out that she can play the piano, and it makes them leave. Like, I guess it calms them down.
Monster moving away!
And they go like, I don't feel
Naturally.
like attacking anymore, and they just leave. So she, to protect all the kids while Sho and the others were gone for this whole month, she ended up playing piano constantly just to keep like the big crab guys away. And eventually she ends up getting eaten by one of them, and then that thing that ate her, I guess, learns how to play piano because it ate her, and it's just like sitting there going ding 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 on the piano when they come back. Yeah. Oh yeah,
That would have fired them up even more.
Yeah, Sho has like the obsession with Camptown Racers or whatever.
The Camptown Raiders in this song, do-da. The Camptown Racer fight my song, oh, do-da day.
Oh yeah, he sings that in the shower and stuff.
Yeah.
So then they had the big brain plan that they were gonna like massacre the crabs with like some kind of crazy Rube Goldberg mechanism. And
which
then
they don't explain.
Yeah, and then Mark's like, the big game, and this is his redemption. He goes and like lures all the crabs into the trap.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those things where like he didn't have to die, but he ended up dying. So it was therefore symbolic. Oh, so it's killing the monsters that they lured. I thought we were still killing the piano monster, but I guess not. Did she die too?
I guess they just didn't give a shit about the piano monster. It kind of like just, I don't know. It didn't really care that much about the kids. It was just like, get owned, kids. Like,
yeah, it's very indifferent. The environment is really brutal and indifferent to them.
Yeah, which I guess is like the whole point of it. So
yeah,
I guess it kind of got that right, but also the tone was just really inconsistent and all over the place.
Yeah,
and they'd have like inspiring music playing and stuff, and like kooky. They'd have like kooky, like lighthearted scenes a bunch.
Was this in the manga?
No, they did that song "I Love It" by Kanye and Lil Pump.
Oh, cool.
You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. Cause your boyfriend is a dork. Make love it. I just pulled up.
Like some of it like had like a tone where it was like a 90s like children's like kids adventure movie.
Yeah.
And then like
like some Goonies type vibe, like that.
Yeah,
the smart
exactly.
kid kept reminding me of the Goonies kid that always had the devices and stuff. What's his name?
I don't know. I didn't remember that movie.
It's like the little kid that's always like, he's like the Chinese kid, and he's all like, he's always talking in his accent, but he's always got like these mechanisms under his jacket and shit, and he's like getting them out of sticky situations. Like there's none of that shit in here, even though that kid kind of like gave me those vibes. Like he didn't. He didn't really.
He just says words. He's the first scientist of this new world, though.
Okay, excuse me, that's not. Okay, we have 7 days worth of hamburgers and canned meat. About 20 days. About 21 days.
That's actually more than you would think.
Staples.
Yeah.
Like crackers and
Be
flour.
grateful.
And then, so like another time slip thing came down, and the fat kid tried to go into it, but he just fell on his face. And I was like, what happened? Why can't I go back? And they're like, no, you're too heavy. We can only send back like something light. So they took like the little kid on the tricycle and they sent him back.
Oh my god.
And then the little monster got like sad, and he like kind of mutated into like one of the big crab people guys, but he was like a friendly one. And as like a parting gift, he like gave them a little bit of his splooge. Just, like,
which the scientist kid held in his hand. And then he went back and presumably told his buddies they're chill, don't eat them anymore, because then it was implied that like peace had now returned, and then it started raining, right? Or is that a little later?
No, it started raining. But like they were like, yeah, maybe one day we can live in peace with them.
Yeah.
Like instead of showing that, they just kind of said it like, oh, we're gonna live in peace now, so that's it.
And then they didn't explain that like another time slip would never appear. Apparently.
Yeah, they were
like,
just.
Why wouldn't they just wait for like a strong one to appear or
they
something?
Just
like
kind of stuck there forever. Like that was like the end of the movie. They never went back or anything other than like the little tricycle kid. And this is life now. Oh well.
And then the little kid was at the. Oh, go on, Tony.
Yeah, that's when like they took a juxtaposition of like the science kid's dad explaining to Show's mom the rules of kind of this about time slips and how his son was in there. And he said one of the dumbest shit I ever heard. He's like, she was like, so they could be in the past like with dinosaurs? And then he's like, no, kids only go to the future. That's how nature works.
うんと遠いところなんでしょうか。
時間の向こうですかね。どんなに近くとも。
2024, 1 year before the Vancouver collapse.
例えば、うんと過去へ戻って恐竜に襲われるとか、そんな怖い目に遭うこともあるんでしょうか。
子供たちの行く先は。いつも未来です。
Children go to the future. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, it doesn't explain how anything works. And like, there were adults in like the freaking school, so like the adults went to the future too. Like, it's just like the film like kind of pretending to be deep, like it had like some kind of deep message or something. I guess. I have no idea.
Kids go to the future, man.
Yeah.
Into the future.
Time keeps on slipping.
Time slip, keep on slipping.
Well, that's it. They were just they don't explain how they're gonna survive or anything because they're in this big weird desert wasteland and they're just like, we're here now. Okay, bye bye.
Imagine we're going to be starting something. In a place where there's nothing.
Okay, Professor of the Future, tomorrow's scientist. The first request I have is for a burger.
Yeah, how about some gum?
Look at this. This is why life saving.
We just hope that we're gonna survive.
Yeah. I guess it's implied that they just start living with the crab people, and the crab people help them. But it doesn't show that because, like, the YouTube comment said that they cut 40 pages out of the script, so
yeah,
we're just not gonna know.
I mean, there might be, they might find society somewhere. Not society. They might find food.
They're gonna build society.
Yeah, they gotta build society. I mean, this is the future, man. They can find like a Game Boy in like the sand pits.
They can do Dr. Stone and figure out how to make a cell phone.
Yeah. This movie came out in 1987, and that was like in the future. So they're gonna find like an iPhone and be like, "What the fuck is this? What is this archaic technology?"
I had high hopes for the movie because the beginning, the shower scene was just so wacky the way it was recorded. And then the editing in the classroom during the song was really zippy and strangely all over the place. And it was like really funny.
Is it true, Miss Midori?
What's with the editing?
I love this. I love that editing.
Miss Midori?
In the way that you're not supposed to know if it's funny or not on purpose, but it is funny regardless. And then I was like, we're in for a good treat. And then it ended up being really boring to me instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some really good moments, but a lot of the movie just dragged on. Like if it was like all wacky and goofy, or if it was like all spooky, scary, then it would have been good. But like we were saying, the tone's just all over the place. Like it couldn't think of a thing that it really wanted to go for, so it just didn't really do anything well. Like it did kind of everything mediocre.
Just like Mark missing his big game, this movie kind of missed the mark.
Got it.
He missed the kickoff. Alternatively, I was saying earlier, if they added the 40 pages, maybe the movie would just be 2 hours and 30 minutes. But actually, maybe because they couldn't film all that other stuff, maybe the movie was really short, so they just like.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, they probably had like a bunch of stuff that they wanted to do, but they're like, well, I guess we'll just extend some of this stuff instead because.
Which makes sense because some of the scenes look like the crashing and shaking. Like they probably did a lot of takes of that.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, let's just extend it.
Just use all of it.
But I feel like that's really Japanese though, sometimes to like overextend things and like, I don't know. I'm no film connoisseur. But you know what I mean? Like the pacing in older Japanese stuff is kind of like that sometimes.
Yeah, but also some of the stuff is just edited really quickly. Like everything in the first part of the movie is kind of edited really fast and like snappy.
Yeah, that's true. So it's not like they couldn't do that.
So there's really no consistency whatsoever in this movie. No, like they planned on having a lot of like filming in Australia and having more like practical effects and stuff. But I actually didn't mind like the blue screen stuff. I thought it gave the film like a really like kind of weird look that was really unique.
It did. Yeah.
I liked it. It reminded me of like whenever they do special effects in like Rocky Horror Picture Show, because it always has like the edges of the blue. Yeah. I don't know. It didn't take me out of the world. I was still right there, bored. You know what? Kind of like this apocalypse we've been going through is a very boring apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock on Friday, the 26th of June, 2020, and I have coronavirus. Sup, guys? So it's 8:53 p.m. I'm currently in bed watching coronavirus YouTube videos because I'm just like, I'm trying not to freak myself out. Forgot my vlog camera, but turns out it doesn't matter if I'm late because this line is like hours and hours long. So that's fun. I don't really know what to do about that. I kind of want to ditch this appointment.
The COVID apocalypse is just really it's the worst apocalypse ever. Lame.
I mean, at least they had rad scorpions, you know.
Yeah, we just have like toilet paper raids and people going through the streets like knocking over trash cans and busting into Starbucks.
Looting small businesses is a protest against something or other.
Against society.
Yeah.
Protesting society by breaking into Starbucks for the fifth
That's
time.
what they say on Twitter. It's a valid form of protest against people who value property over life. So what is you guys, as we do at the end of every stream, what do you guys think that this movie is going to predict for the outcome of the presidential election?
Because this is a presidential election stream.
Obviously, we need to elect Kanye, or this is going to happen.
Yeah,
this is the only hope to stop the desert future with the crab people in it.
Do you think this is Trump's America, or do you think this is Biden's Japan? You know?
It's both.
I feel like it could be either.
Yeah.
It really could be either.
Anybody except Kanye. Kanye is the only one who can stop it.
Yeah, we'd have like the floating UFO pyramids if it was Kanye.
Yeah, everything would be blue and floating, and we would have flying cars and stuff.
That's what the blue edges kind of symbolize. Is what if we had Kanye?
Yeah.
If you look deep into it, you can see a different future. You know.
Yep. 2020 vision.
2020 vision.
Okay, so what do you guys? Would you recommend this movie? I guess.
If I would I recommend this movie based on like, hey, here's a dope movie? No, I would not. But like if I was like putting something on, if it came on TV, if I'm flipping through channels and I'm like having a conversation with somebody and I found it and it was halfway in, yeah, I would totally just leave it on there. But that's about it. I wouldn't go out of my way for it.
I would not recommend to really anyone except the people who are into Japanese films and looking at old movies, and if you know the director did Houseu, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, you can look at it.
You can look
I
at
mean,
it for a bit.
if you're like a scholar of this director and you want to know his other works and see what he's about and maybe make some analysis about his style based on this, go right ahead. But I will not be recommending this to anyone.
I would say if yeah, kind of in the same in like the same logic as Chad. Like if you're into like old Japanese stuff, especially like the monster movies and the more schlocky kind of things, you might find this interesting. You might end up fast forwarding through some parts, but yeah. Overall, it's just like a disappointing movie, I think.
Some of the like camera shit and editing and stuff is like interesting. Like I think if you, like you're saying, if you've watched a lot of monster movie type stuff, or if you've watched a lot of stuff in this era of Japan, maybe you'd be like, oh, I see what they're trying to do here, and this is kind of like this movie, but it's not quite. Kind of sucks.
I mean, there's a lot to like about the movie. It's just mixed in with a lot of stuff that's not to like.
I think the first half.
Yeah, half of this movie, I was really yeah. Like for like half the parts of this movie, I was really entertained, and then the other half, I just wanted them to hurry it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall it just makes it a kind of like a really mediocre package.
I think if you were on your phone for a good 20 to 30 minutes during the movie, I don't think you'd miss anything.
I can confirm because behind this avatar, half the time I was like on my phone, not watching the movie. Good thing about being a VTuber is you could pick your nose and no one sees it.
You can pick your ass too. You can finger your ass and no one knows.
Hell yeah, you could sniff it too.